So I wanted to do a video to let you, the viewers, kind of know where I'm coming from when I talk about stuff. I got a comment sent directly to me the other day about me talking about crazy, wacky stuff. And I kind of stopped and paused and realized, I was like, first I was like, huh? And then I was like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I kind of do talk about crazy, wacky stuff because I'm talking about supernatural things on this. I mean, I'm talking about the disappearance of people, the rapture. I'm talking about the tribulation where locusts with stinging tails come out of the pit and sting men for 5 months. I mean, this is really crazy stuff. I have to do videos covering different topics like the possible Great Deception, maybe a alien invasion hoax that they say that the people are raptured are basically an alien mass abduction. This is a crazy topic in normal people's point of view. Normal secular people would watch these videos and go, where's this guy coming from? He's nuts. But again, I try to bring you information that makes you think, makes you read the Bible, makes you learn more. And these are just ideas. Okay, the vast majority of what I tell you on these videos are things that I've learned from experts, but by no means are actually truly predictive, okay? So one of the things we can talk about is this. So there are different people that are pre-tribulation rapture, mid-tribulation rapture, post-tribulation rapture, and no rapture at all. These are all widely held opinions throughout Christianity, okay? And in fact, I did a little research, and Lifeway Research interviewed a bunch of pastors, did a survey. 36% of pastors, we're talking about Protestants here, were pre-tribulation rapture. 18% were post-tribulation rapture. And 25% said that the rapture was not an actual literal event. Is not a literal event. Isn't going to happen in reality. It's a metaphor. So that just tells you how spread out the Protestants are on the rapture. You got 36% pre, 18% post, 25% it's not real, it's a metaphor, and then there were 21% was left and it didn't say what that was. So maybe those people just didn't have opinion or said other, I don't know. And then the Catholics, they believe that they lived through the tribulation and are there at the second coming. I don't know if they believe they're raptured or if that's just for the dead. Again, I'm not quite sure what the Catholics believe, except I do know they don't believe in a pre-trib rapture. I can tell you that right up front. So again, when dealing with the Bible, and especially dealing with the rapture, it is a very murky subject, very open to different interpretations, very open to, well, it says this, but then it says this over here. It's all mixed across multiple writers and chapters, and nothing is concrete in the wording, I would say. So again, it has to be interpreted. So I typically watch, I started out watching the Prophecy Watcher channel. That's how I started learning about all these end-time prophecies with the Prophecy Watchers. That's where it began. And then that led me to other things like Pastor Jimmy Evans, who was post-trib rapture at the beginning of his career and then switched to pre-trib later in his career and is now heavily pre-trib. I listen to those people. I watch TBN with like Eric Stakelbeck to get my news. He's a pre-trib guy. So a lot of my feed, my bubble, my information sources are mostly pre-tribulation views. And that just comes out of my videos because that's what I'm watching. So again, that's where I'm coming from. I'm definitely not saying that I'm 100% pre-trib without a doubt. I have my doubts, but again, that's where I'm landing right now is with the pre-trib view, and that's why my videos are going to be spoken to you is from a pre-trib point of view. So I'll give you a quick example. So Russia and North Korea signed a mutual protection pact, and North Korea has sent 11,000 troops over to help Russia with the Ukraine situation. Okay, and Russia is thinking about doing a mutual protection pact with Iran, and they'll probably sign that as soon as this conflict with Israel settles down and there's some type of detente, they'll go ahead and sign that pact with them because they don't want to get pulled in now while they're trading blows and have to fight Israel and fight Ukraine at the same time. So when I look at things like that, I think of it from a pre-tribulation lens, and I say, okay, how does this affect the Magog War, the Ezekiel 38 war? Because I believe the Ezekiel 38 war, because I know God supernaturally intervenes for Israel, I believe the rapture has to take place then or before. Again, that's my view. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, if locusts with stingers fly in the house and start stinging me and making me suffer for 5 months, I'll put out a video while I'm suffering and tell you, hey, looks like the pre-trib rapture was wrong. We're in the middle of the tribulation right now. I was incorrect. I'll be the first to admit I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But again, I have to go with kind of how I feel, what I believe, what I see, and that's just where I land. So if you're a post-tribber, don't be offended by my pre-trib views. Again, it's not a salvation issue. Whenever the rapture happens, the rapture happens. It has nothing to do with whether you're saved or not. Totally different ballgame there. Another thing that I'll tell you a personal story. How about? So I gave myself to Jesus when I was 10 years old. Then I started going to church with my grandparents, and at the age of 13, I was baptized by sprinkling because it was a Methodist church. Later, I get married, and my wife, she's a Baptist. So we start going to a Baptist church, and she tells me how it's going to be really different. And I go to this Baptist church and sing the same hymns and listen to the same stuff. And she asked me, are you able to, connect with people? Is it really different? And I said, it's been really hard because y'all don't take bake sales nearly as seriously as the Methodist. I don't see any difference between the Methodist and the Baptist. I know there are, but from a personal point of view, I really didn't find them to be seriously different. So at the age of 25, my wife had me get baptized by submersion. Okay, I at my Baptist church had to get dunked. So to make my wife happy, I went and got dunked. And afterwards she said, do you feel different? And I said, I'm wet all over, but other than that, I was saved at 10. I don't feel any different after my 13 sprinkling or after my 25 dunking. The act of baptism didn't save me. I was saved at 10. I don't feel different. I feel just the same as I always have been. Praise God, and I love Jesus. Now, there's all sorts of people that argue till they're blue in the face about sprinkling and dunking and doing it right and doing it wrong, and infant versus adult baptism and all that. Again, all different points of views. There are so many different denominations and theologies out there that all take the same Bible and interpret it to their own different points of view and place more importance on different aspects of the Bible than other ones. I'm just trying to share where I'm coming from and let you know that, I'm going to talk about crazy stuff, A. I'm going to talk about wild supernatural things, and it's from my point of view. So I'm not saying I'm right. It's just my point of view. So take that with a grain of salt and know that most of the stuff that I bring to you is stuff I find out from experts who have doctorates and experience in congregations, and, the big experts. I take their information, stick it in this crazy noggin, and then you get what comes out the other end. So again, just want to let you know where I'm coming from, how I view things, and just that's the way this channel is. So may God bless you and keep you, and thank you for listening, and thank you for watching.